Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email us, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase, pricing, and availability questions regarding this watch. Today, we are discussing a recent release from Laurent Ferrier of Geneva. Back in 2019, Ferrier gave us the Tourbillon Grand Sport, their first sports watch and a true haute de gamme entry into the integrated style sports watch class. Well, this right here is a 2023 release based on that original with full bracelet and grade 5 titanium. This is the Laurent Ferrier Tourbillon Grand Sport Pursuit. Pursuit as in motorsports, the pursuit of your opponents, of lap records, of victory. Laurent Ferrier, the man, not the brand, is a noted former race car driver along with his co-founder of the company, so motorsports means a great deal to them, and this watch is emblematic of those values. It's still a sports watch though, which means it's got a lot of features we associate with sports watches, such as abundant lume, a durable material, and 100-meter water resistance. 44 millimeters in diameter with a cushion-shaped case. You can see it's 13.9 millimeters thick. If we just measure the case from lug to lug, it's 50 millimeters. If we measure the outermost link on each side, the total rigid distance across the wrist is 54 millimeters. Now, I have opened up the bracelet. Nothing's missing. I just did this deliberately, so we'll have a better view of the movement when we get there. We'll throw the watch on my wrist right now, and you can see it wears nicely. Although a 44, I find it wears more like a 42. This is a rare integrated bracelet sports watch that actually looks and feels a little bit smaller than its rated size. Although it's not super thin, it does have a generously sloped flank, so it should fit underneath dress sleeves. And you can see across my wrist, it's not too broad. So if your wrist is my size or larger, 16 centimeters circumference and up, game on. Being made of grade 5 titanium, it has all the advantages of grade 2 plus some. So like grade 2, it's hypoallergenic and lighter than steel. Unlike grade 2, it takes a nice polish, and it is also more scratch resistant than standard 316 and 904L watchmaking steels. We have an integrated bracelet. You can see how that works. Profiling in a downward taper towards the clasp. We'll talk about that clasp for a moment. It is a twin trigger, double folding clasp made of titanium and Laurent Ferrier branded. And although this might be the only generic part of the watch because this clasp is used on many different models from many brands, nevertheless, it is thin, it is secure, it's exactly the kind of hardware you want to see on a sports watch, something that only opens when you press the triggers. Taking a quick look at the links themselves, you'll appreciate the use of screw-fixed removable links for ease of sizing. I know I appreciated that when I was opening up this bracelet. You can see that there's an intermediate-sized link in there. And then if we go to the other side, you can see that we do have quite a few individual removable links for getting the right size. Taking a look from the bottom, you can see that there's some well-judged gaps between the links to avoid pinching skin or pulling hair, as well as allowing a little bit of ventilation and breathing. Taking a look in profile, you can see that there is polish along the shoulders of these links, attention to detail, and hand finishing superb. Taking a look at the case, we have this unbranded onion-style crown, which is a Laurent Ferrier signature, as it harks back to the watches that Ferrier originally made in watchmaking school and then later restored as he was a vintage restoration specialist at a point in his career. And of course, vintage watches, especially pocket watches, would not have featured branded crowns, but it is a screw down and the watch is 100 meters. And we've got a cushion case and a cushion bezel to match. You can see how the polished facet along the edge of the bezel actually waxes and wanes. There's some complexity to that shape. The hands as well as the indices are white gold, so they won't tarnish or oxidize over time. Turn off the light, no shortage of luminescence, and then the dial has a lovely crosshair center, crosshair countersunk small seconds, and a lovely rose or salmon granulated that is very lightly textured or opaline dial with a small amount of gradient fade from the center to the outer edge. These are the assegai, or spear-shaped hands, that Laurent Ferrier typically uses. And as we roll around to the opposite side, you can see a movement which was originally co-developed with La Fabrique du Temps, which is a high-end movement house owned by Louis Vuitton, and no expense spared. So what we've got here is the Laurent Ferrier 61901 manual wind You can see it is a tourbillon regulator. And before we talk about the tourbillon, I think we should probably talk about the aesthetic here. Let's talk about the bridges. A lovely satin finish, no conventional Côte de Genève, which I appreciate. This is a different look. We also have a lovely ruthenium coating to give it that nickel anthracite tone with contrasting colors, textures, and surfacings. We have Fabrique du Temps Unique polished click spring, which I love. It's an element that really sets their designs apart. You can also see this, for example, on the new Daniel Roth watches. Finishing is world class. As you can see, there's a bevel within each of the jewel sinks, and then the bridges themselves feature mile-wide hand-laid beveling on their profiles. The watch also has black polished screw heads with chamfered slots in circumference, engine turning on the base plate. If you take a look, you can see that we have this incredibly complex tourbillon bridge design where one side is fully rounded and polished and then the other side is broader but internally skeletonized, internally beveled, and satin finished across its top. You can see that the beveling on the outside is superb, but look at the beveling of the interior hollows of this side of the bridge. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4 interior angles, and that's very difficult to achieve. That sharp interior angle is a difficult thing to achieve when it's on the exterior of a bridge. When it's in a confine like this, it's even more impressive. You can also see the same degree of attention to detail on the tourbillon cage itself, which is beveled on its sides, polished on its top, and then you can see how each edge features a small interior angle. So already we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 interior angles present. This high-grade engine turning on the base plate, and you can see some of the lower structures of the tourbillon carriage have also been satinated and beveled. Taking a quick look at the hairsprings, and yes, there are two. You can see that they are free sprung, so all adjustments are done with variable inertia masses on the balance for precision of adjustment, but also greater shock resistance. And you can see that we have two hairsprings identical to each other, but horizontally opposed 180 degrees out of phase. So in any physical position that I hold the watch, because they will react in an equal and opposite fashion to the effect of gravity, they cancel out the effect of gravity, which is a superb refinement. No manual wind here with one large mainspring barrel. We've got an 80-hour power reserve, and this is chugging away. You can see it's adjusted in all positions, which in Laurent Ferrier's case means 6, which is one more than a standard chronometer. 23 pivot jewels, like a lot of simple tourbillon calibers. It doesn't have a ton of jeweling, it just has a ton of intricacy. And you can even see some elements like pegs used to locate bridges. You can see one on each side as well as on the center bridge. Those pegs have been mirror polished on their top, which I deeply appreciate. The attention to detail is surpassing here, and very, very, very cool to see. So, if you love this watch, reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.